Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to This Week in Renewables, your bite-sized roundup stories of the renewable stories over the last 7 days. Wind, hydropower, solar, anything renewables we discuss. As per usual, I'm your host, Mr. Deji Ogunshola, the voice you can trust. Keep it green, keep it clean. Don't forget to do all the good stuff, the like, comment and sharing. It really does help with the visibility of this podcast. Season 3, Episode 8. Starting off with some solar energy news. And Lightsource BP, they have agreed the sale of their 247 megawatt cluster of solar projects in Spain to independent new renewable energy investor Plenty Partners and Bancater Investment. Now, these particular assets comprises of 5 solar installations that have been in operation since 2021. Plenium has closed the transaction together with Bancater Investments, the investment banking subsidiary of Bancater, which is Spain's 4th largest bank by stock market valuation. At this time, the valuation of the transaction has not yet been disclosed, but either way, this is good news coming from the Spanish solar market specifically. Keeping in the Spanish theme, and Spanish oil and gas firm CESPA will add an additional 3 new solar projects in Castilla-La Mancha, Spain, with a combined capacity of 400 megawatts. The investments of valued at more than 280 million will begin their construction in 2025. Once operational, these projects will produce an estimated energy output of 840 GWh, which is the equivalent to nearly 1/3 of domestic consumption in the Castilla-La Mancha region. Within the framework of these developments, the local town has signed an agreement with CESPA to join the Somos Energías program, which aims to promote local economy and environmental. So really good news from the Spanish solar market. Some final news on the solar side, and EDF Renewables UK. They have signed a CPPA with NatWest Bank for almost 50 megawatts of energy from Porthven Solar Farm in the Anglesey, North Wales. Power balancing and shaping services will be provided by EDF Business Solutions. Construction is already underway and will be completed later this year in 2023. EDF Renewables UK said that over 60% of the workforce during the enabling and civil works have been local, which is really good news for the local community. Based less than 1 hour from the project itself. Once completed, the 190-acre site will be able to use for sheep grazing. The team will also enhance biodiversity on site with a mile-long wildlife corridor and hedgerow, wildflower and woodland planting. Chief Executive of EDF Renewables UK, Matthew Hugh, recently commented, "We are delighted to be working together with NatWest." More news on the, moving swiftly on to the wind energy side of things, and major developments across Europe. Statkraft and Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners, sort of the Messi and Ronaldo of the renewable world, they have teamed up to develop 2.2 gigawatts of offshore wind farm. Now, this landmark agreement will see CIP acquire 50% stake in Statkraft's offshore wind portfolio in Ireland. At this time, financial terms of the agreement have not been disclosed. However, it can be noted that the scope of the partnership will include 3 phases of the North Irish Sea Array, NISA for short, and the Boar Array. The proposed location of the NISA is off the coast of the counties Dublin, Louth and Meath, while the site of the Boar Array has been proposed for the Celtic Sea. Developing and building these projects is expected to require an investment of more than 4 billion by Statkraft and CIP by 2030, I should say. So quite high levels of investment, so really good news. If you're unfamiliar with Statkraft, they are Europe's largest generator of renewable energy. The company itself entered the Irish market in 2018 and since then has almost tripled its workforce and tripled its development portfolio. So really good news, and one of the leading players in the Irish renewable energy market. More news on the wind side, and Germany wind installation was up 25% in 2023. Really good news. Germany installed 551 onshore wind turbines with a capacity of 230 megawatts 2,403 megawatts in 2022. However, as high as that was, many stakeholders have said this number is still too low. Of these turbines, Nordex installed and commissioned 173 turbines in its home market of Germany, and a combined capacity of 769 megawatts for its customers. So interesting. Although it must be stated that the onshore development is still lagging behind, so hopefully this year it has been reported that the onshore side should still actually hopefully pick up. But either way, good news to see installations for wind up by 25% in 2022. Hopefully we'll see the same again in 2023. More news coming out from Germany, and NS City has started work on the 45 megawatt wind farm east of Osnabrück, Germany. Really good news. The expected annual production of the site is around 96,000 NWH, with correspondence to the needs and more than 38,000 households. Apologies. NSCT Chief Executive Dr. Susanna Zapriva said, "A quick implementation of wind power projects like this is crucial for the energy transition of Germany." NFCT has started work on a 45 megawatt wind farm east of Osnabrück, Germany. So really good news. More news on the wind side, and Mazda. They have signed an agreement related to the development of 1 gigawatt of wind power in the Republic of Kazakhstan. This move would mark Mazda's first investment in the Central Asian country. Under the agreement, 3 parties will join development for the 1 gigawatt wind power project, with the first phase focused on the deploying and capacity of 500 megawatts with the possible inclusion of battery storage. So good news coming from the wind market. Last but not least, on the hydropower side, last week, investment manager Downing is expected to expand its focus on sustainable investments with the acquisition of the Norwegian hydropower plant Luftad Kraskov. Downing had already paid 20% of the $3 million purchase price to the project developer to part fund construction, and the balance was paid at completion. This is the largest deal built on a series of investments made by Downing in the Nordic region. So really good news. On the international side, looking here, Rogan Dam in Tajikistan has received its grant funding from the World Bank of approximately $50 million, which will help strengthen the financial, commercial and environmental and sustainable framework at the Rogan Dam. The grant financing will also come in to help funding of the construction, which has been going on for a number of years. Rogan itself is critical in the helping of Tajikistan to meet its domestic energy demands, especially during the winter time, and to support the neighbouring countries throughout the export of surplus electricity. So really good news that the project has received more funding and grants from the World Bank. Last but not least, some more news. The 2023 Hydropower Congress will be held in Bali. Just some information there for anyone wishing to attend from our Hydropower network. This event will take place in the 31st of October to the 3rd of November. The Hydropower Congress will bring together decision makers within and outside the hydropower industry to address how sustainable hydropower can develop and help ensure energy security to reach the goal of net zero emissions. So on that note, I've been your host, Mr. DJ Consola, the voice you can trust. Take care. Goodbye.